everybody's doing okay at home. I hope you're keeping as active as much as possible. I know it can be difficult inside. So luckily we're starting to do these videos now every week so that we continue doing as close as possible to the program that we were doing before everything closed down. The videos that we're going to do every week will be slightly shorter than the sessions that we do in person. So usually we do a 45-minute session. Each of these videos will probably be about 10 minutes. So for the first video, what we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick 10-minute warm-up. It'll be very similar to the warm-up that we were doing in the previous weeks. If you haven't attended any of the classes before, don't worry, anybody can do the classes. It's suitable for all levels. So what we're going to do as the weeks go on, every session will probably focus on one particular or maybe two exercises that will last for about 10 minutes. But for this first video, it's going to be the general warm-up that you can do before any of the next videos. So as the videos get released, you can always return to this first one and do the warm-up if you want to get ready for any of the other exercises that we'll be doing. So we'll start anyways just by sitting right back into our chair, keeping the back nice and straight. We're just going to try and settle ourselves down. If you want, you can pick a point on the wall in front of you, or you can close your eyes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to bring our attention to the room. Maybe there's noises. Maybe there's other people in the room. Next, we're going to bring our sensation into the body. So a nice way of doing this is just feeling the weight of the body on the chair through the bum. Maybe there's some weight through the feet. And slowly we're just going to bring our awareness up the legs, so from the feet up into the ankles, the knees, the lap. Into the belly, the chest, the neck, into the jaw. See if you can just release the jaw if you're clenching it. It can help to give yourself a slight gap, just open the mouth slightly. Up into the sinuses, so just in between the eyes. If there's any tension there, just let it melt away. And then the top of the head, the scalp. Go down along the back of the neck, the shoulders. If you're holding on, just let them drop down towards the ground. Back, the lower back, and then finally just bring your attention to the breath. So just feel if the breath is going into the chest or the belly. If you have trouble, you can put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And just try to feel as you breathe in that the belly is expanding like a balloon. And as you breathe out, there's just a relaxation. Now just see if you can feel the stillness of the body. So from feet up to the top of the head, the body's not moving. If you have your eyes closed, you can open your eyes. So just feel that calmness that it can bring when you do a body scan like that, or just when you sit, and just feel the stillness of the body. It's not moving, it's not going anywhere, even though the mind might be going somewhere. The body's very still. So what we're going to do now is, using that awareness that we've just gotten through the body scan, we're going to try and apply it now to the feet. So if you're sitting on a chair, you can just move right out to the edge of the chair. And what you're going to do is, you're just going to lift one foot, and you're just going to move the ankle up and down. So it's like your toes are pointing to the sky, and then the toes are pointing down to the ground. And try your best not to move your leg, it's just the ankle that's moving. And then next we're just going to wave our foot like we're saying hello, side to side. And again, try not to move the leg side to side like this, the movement is coming from the ankle. And then big rotation in one direction, big rotation in the other direction. And we're going to try and do some exercises for the toe now. So the toes, if we're wearing shoes all day, can get very stiff. So if you imagine your hand is inside a big glove or inside something plastic all day and your fingers can't move, it's going to get very stiff. And if anybody's broken their arm before and it's been in a cast, when you take the cast off, the arm is very weak and very tight. The same thing happens to our foot if we're wearing tight shoes all day. So what we're going to do is do a couple of exercises to try and get some movement back into the toes, similar to the way the fingers move. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and touch the big toe on the ground and keep the four toes off the ground like that. And then we're going to try and switch, so the four toes go onto the ground and the big toe stays up. And just see if you can go backward and forward between the two. So the big toe goes down, the little toes go down. It's almost like you're playing piano with your foot on the ground. If you don't get it straight away, it's no worries, because when we haven't been doing a certain movement with the body for years and years and years, it can take a while to get it back. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to spread our toes as much as possible. So it's like you're trying to get as much space in between the toes as you can, similar to when you spread your fingers like this. And then you're going to grab with the foot, so it's like you're grabbing with your hand. And then you're just going to shake your foot out. So imagine there's like a dog or a little fish biting your toe and you're trying to get it off. And then relax. So we'll do the other side now. So we'll go with the ankle. Up and down. And then you're waving like you're saying hello. Big rotation in one direction, other direction. And then we'll do the toes. So you're trying to touch the big toe on the ground, keeping the other four toes off. And then the four little toes on the ground and keeping the big toe off the ground. And you're going backward and forward, like you're playing piano on the ground with your foot, like that. And then you're just going to spread your toes as wide as you can. So you're trying to get that space, that nice space in between the toes. And then you're just going to grab, like you're grabbing something with your hand. And then shake. Good. So next what we're going to do is we're just going to warm up the hips. So for this exercise, you can sit right back into the chair and rest back like this. So what we're going to do is sit right back. We're going to take our hands and we're going to put our hands around our knee like this. And then we're just going to lift the knee as high to the chest as you can. You can relax back in the chair to take some of the pressure off. Now, if any of these exercises are causing any uncomfort or pain, please do not do it. You can just relax. If there's a certain point where pain starts, so if this is okay for you, but you start pulling up here and it's sore, don't go up there. You can just leave it where it's comfortable. But we're trying to get a stretch in the hips, and you'll probably feel it in the lower back or the legs or even around the hips. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pull the knee up towards the chest as high as you can. You're going to get a big breath in, and as you breathe out, you're just bringing it slightly higher up. Now once your knee is as high as it can go to the chest, you're going to slowly take your hands away and try to keep the knee where it is. So this is going to switch on the muscles all around the front of the hip. And you'll probably feel that if you're not used to doing this, it gets very sore. So just slowly lower the leg down. Like that. And we'll do the same on the other side. Now you'll notice that one side is probably worse than the other as well, or a bit tighter or a bit weaker. So what you're going to do is pull the knee as high as you can. You're going to take a big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just slightly higher. And then once it's as high as it can go, you just take your hands away like this and try to keep the knee where it is. And slowly lower it down to the ground. Now, just see if you can feel any difference now in the hips. So that movement is important because if you have any trouble getting in and out of cars or out of a bath, it's because this muscle tends to get weak. So two things are happening. Maybe you're wobbly and you're not good on one leg, but also this muscle probably isn't very strong, so you don't have much lift in the leg. And if this muscle's working the way it should work, the leg can come right up like that. So if you're getting in and out of the bath or into a car, you can step quite easily like that. So that exercise that we just did there is very, very good for getting those muscles to work again. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue the stretch now, and we're going to go up into the spine. So for this exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to get one hand on the chest, we're going to get one hand on the belly, around the belly button. So we're going to try and get a stretch throughout the whole back. So if you're stiff in the lower back, if you're stiff in the upper back, it's good for all parts of the back, even the middle back. So just try and bring both hands together. You can drop the head as well if you want. And then come back up into the middle. Now this exercise is going to look different for everybody because not everyone has the same range of motion in their spine. So from the side, what it looks like is we're allowing the back to bend. The head drops as well. And the two hands are coming together like this. And then back to the neutral point. So the thing about this is, you want to try and get both hands to meet equally. If you're just moving the top hand and the lower hand is staying where it is, you can't go very far, and it's probably getting very difficult to breathe once you do move it. And this is what we tend to do. We tend to have a part of the spine that we like to move more than other parts. So if you're the type of person that tends to sit at a computer all day typing, the upper back is probably quite stressed as it is. So what we're going to do is you're going to try and get the lower hand to move upwards as well, so that you get the whole spine to drop. And it's important that you let the head drop as well as much as you can. And then back up. Now what we're going to do is the opposite. So you're going to try and get the hands to move apart. And if it's comfortable, just let your head just look up towards the ceiling. And get a nice arch in the back here. So if you can sit away from the back of your chair, that would be great. So just allow the hands to move apart, and you're looking up at the ceiling and then back into the middle. So we're going to move on to the neck now. So for each of these stretches that we're going to do for the neck, just try to keep your shoulders where they are. don't let your head and your shoulder move at the same time. So if we're moving the neck, let's say like this, don't let the shoulder come up. We're keeping the shoulders down and we're just moving the neck. It can help sometimes if you keep your hands on your shoulder, because it can just remind you, oh yeah, my shoulder's moving. And we're not looking for that. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to keep the shoulders where they are. You can keep your hands on the shoulders as well if you like. You're just going to drop the chin down to the chest. And just get a nice stretch in the back of the neck. And then back up. And then we're going to go backwards, so we're just looking up at the ceiling. Nice and slowly. Anything starts to get uncomfortable or painful, don't go any further. Just come back into neutral nice and slowly. And then we're going to turn all the way to the side. And then all the way to the other side. And then we're going to just drop our head down to the side. So it's important you don't bring the shoulder up to the ear. The ear is going down towards the shoulder. So it's like you're pouring water out of your ear onto your shoulder. And then the other way. So for this twisted stretch here that we do to the side, I just want you to feel, so turn to one direction and just feel where it starts to get very uncomfortable and you can't really move anymore. And then come back. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a nice stretch to open that up. So you're going to take your hand and you're going to put it on the back of your head and you're going to turn towards your elbow. So it's like you're turning to look at your elbow, but your elbow's going with the head like this. So your whole upper body is moving. So imagine your nose and your chest and your elbow are all turning at the same time to the side, and you might feel a stretch in between your shoulder blades or in the rib cage. So just do 2 more of them. And just be careful that you don't move away from the elbow. So you're always turning towards the elbow and not away from the elbow. So just feel, now that you've done those 3, you just want to feel the difference in motion now that you have in your neck. So turn your head to the side again. And you should feel yourself turning a lot more than you did before. So we're going to do the same on the other side. So get your hand onto the back of the head. And the chest, the nose, and the elbow are the 3 points that are just going to turn at the same time. And 1 more. Good. And now again, just feel how much more space you have to turn the head. And back to the middle. So that's all of our spine warmed up, all the way down from the lower back up to where the spine ends into the skull. And we're going to just move on to the arms now. So what we're going to do first is we're going to just stretch out the wrists. So point your elbow towards the wall. You want a straight line here. And then you're just going to push your fingers back. So your whole hand is moving backwards towards the wall like this. And you're looking for a stretch right in the bottom of the wrist there. And then next, what you're going to do is you're going to push your thumb back like this. Get a stretch in the thumb. And then you're going to get your elbow and you're going to point it down towards the ground, so there's a straight line going up. You're going to close your hand, so you're making a fist. You're going to grab the back of your hand like this, and you're just going to push down, so the whole hand is moving down towards the ground like that, but the elbow is still pointing down, and you're looking for a stretch in the back of the wrist there. And next, what we're going to do is we're just going to shake out our wrists. Like you have something stuck to your fingers, you're trying to get it off. And then we'll do the other side. So the elbow points to the wall. You're pushing the hand back so that you get a nice stretch in the front of the wrist. And then you're going to push the thumb back. And then you're going to point the elbow down. You're going to make a fist. And you're just going to pull the whole hand down towards the ground. And get stretched on the other side of the wrist. And shake out the hand. Good, so that's the warm-up done. So when we're going to do any of the videos that are going to follow this over the next couple of weeks, please do return to this first video and do the warm-up so that you can just jump straight in then to the exercises that we'll do throughout the next couple of videos. So thanks very much for watching. I hope everything is going okay and that you're keeping sane. I know that can be difficult to do. Great thing for that is just getting into the body for 30 minutes a day, just doing something that brings the awareness, like we did at the body scan at the start, back to the body and out of the thoughts, so that we can feel that no matter what's happening inside of our mind, the body's always still. And then when we do the nice warm-up and the exercises, it can bring a lot more release of tension in the body. And overall, it just makes you feel better for the day. So please try your best to get 30 minutes of exercise in. And yeah, just try and stay calm. Thanks very much.